Hey guys, how are we today? I hope you're all having a lovely day. It's raining here, thank God. We've actually had rain for the past few days now, I think maybe 4 or 5 days, which is really good. We desperately need it here. But with the weather the way it is, it's actually got me thinking a bit today. I was scrolling through Instagram again, as I usually do when I don't have anything else going on. And it got me thinking about a post I saw a few weeks ago from Makeup Revolution. And it was actually a post about makeup for mental health. So I was just scrolling through again today and I just happened to come across it again, and I thought, you know what, it must be a sign. I must be meant to be posting a video about this today. So I thought I would actually start with a little story about myself. So I suffer from anxiety and depression. I've suffered from anxiety for quite a few years, and it is mainly stress induced, and I have had depression raise its head a few times over my lifetime. So a few years ago, my life kind of was turned upside down. So I don't know if I would say if I was depressed or not at the time. I wasn't as depressed or anxious as I had been in the past, but there was a period in my life where I certainly wasn't myself, and I felt like I was just going through the motions. So it didn't exactly feel like the bouts of depression that I had had previously, and I was having anxiety attacks more regularly than I usually would have when, you know, I'm just going about my regular life. With all of the changes that I had going on in my life at that stage, people had mentioned that I did seem happier, but that in myself, I didn't feel quite right. So yes, I might have seemed happier to everyone else, and with the changes that were going on in my life, I was happier than I had been prior to the changes. But I think it was just a period of me trying to figure out who I was in myself after all of the changes that I had made. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I was anxious or depressed at that stage, but I certainly wasn't myself. So I was kind of in a stage of just coasting through, and it was probably about a year after that. So I felt like I was just kind of coasting through for about a year there. And one day I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw my first makeup video. So this was probably all about maybe 2.5 years ago. Not quite 3, but maybe about 2.5 years ago. I'd known that there were videos about makeup on YouTube, but at that stage I don't think I had actually seen any of them. And that day I watched my first, wasn't necessarily a tutorial, I think it was more of a first impressions video. I can remember exactly what the video was about, but I'd have to go back and go through all of the details about how it was laid out. I watched a few videos that day, and I would say that it sparked something within me again, something that I hadn't felt for quite a while. There was a fire and a passion, and the only way I can describe it is to say that it helped bring me back to life. So there was a period where I was just surviving mentally. So like I was fairly happy with my life and with all of the changes that I had gone through, but mentally I was just coasting. So feel that today there is still a stigma that surrounds anxiety and depression, and it's almost like there's the club, and when you're in it, you understand what everyone else is going through, and you know, you can describe something and the people will just get it. But if you're not in the club, as much as you would try to sympathize and empathize, unless you're in the club, you will never truly 100% understand. So when I first started watching the makeup videos and beauty videos and makeup reviews and everything else that there is on YouTube, it sparked that joy and that passion inside of me again. So I am a beauty therapist and a makeup artist. I haven't been practicing for quite a while, and it would probably have been a few years since I had been practicing, just because of a lot of economy issues and financial issues and a lot of things just going on. So when I sat down and I watched those videos, it brought that part of me back to life again. And it was at a time where I really needed to feel like myself again. I'm still trying to figure that out. 2.5 years later, I'm at the stage where I'm still searching. I'm still trying to figure out who I am, and it's one of the things that being an adult and being a grown-up, you know, it's hard having that feeling of still not knowing and still trying to figure out who you are. You know, you'd think that when we get to this stage in our life, we know who we are and what we're doing and where we're going, and coming back to being in the makeup and beauty industry is, you know, it's definitely bringing that part of me back again. I'm on the, you know, a search for myself at the moment, and trying to find the balance, you know, balance of who I am and who I want to be, and my journey this year, which is all part of that. So my no buy challenge and my 20 in 2020 challenge is all a part of that. So when I first started watching these videos again and feeling like myself again, it sparked that joy and that passion inside of me for makeup and all things beautiful, and it's helped to get me where I am today. And where I am today is still trying to find that balance. So I do tend to overcompensate when I do something. I do it very well, and I, you know, give it my all. So as part of my no buy year, like bringing that in this year, or no buy period, whether it's 6 months or whether it's a year, when I dove into makeup, I dove in head first, and I've started accumulating a lot more over the past year than I would have liked. And you know, I look at everything that I own, and it's not nearly as much as other people, you know, would own, but I think it's more than I'm comfortable with at the moment. Where I am mentally and physically and emotionally and financially and every other way possible, there is more in my life than I think I need, and at the moment other areas of my life are out of balance. So I think the challenges that I'm working on this year will help to put my life more, like give me a more balanced life. So it has definitely helped bring me back to who I am at this moment. Where I'm going from here on out, I don't know. I know that makeup will always be a part of my life, and you know, sitting down and putting makeup on every day, or whether or not it's every day, or even if it's just for today, I just went down to the shops for an hour and this happened. And it felt great. Like, it feels great to sit down and do these artistic things and make me, I don't know, put on a better face, like you know, be the you that you want to be, and whether or not it's creating a mask for what people see and what I am on the inside, and making myself feel like and look like what I am on the inside. Makeup does so many things, and it has helped in my mental health in ways that I don't think a lot of people would understand. And people that aren't necessarily as into makeup as I am, they definitely wouldn't get it, and they wouldn't get the way that it makes me feel. But it does make me feel good about myself, and that's what's most important to me, is making me feel good about myself and helping with my mental health. I mean, if we don't have our mental health, then what do we have? It's one of the most important things, aside from physical health, that we can have. So I will be popping this one up on Monday. I am pre-filming this, and I will pop some selfies up on Instagram as well, with tags for Makeup for Mental Health. Please feel free to comment down below if you have any comments about this, if there's anything that you'd like to let me know, or, you know, how has makeup helped you? How is your mental health going at the moment? Whether or not it's got anything to do with makeup, how is your mental health? How are you feeling? I would really like to know, because there have been periods in my there are periods in my life where I would just have loved for someone to say, how are you going? How's your mental health going? Is there something that you're not telling anyone else? And, you know, let's try and find a way to bring you back to life. There's a difference between just surviving and having a life. You know, I don't want to just survive. I want to have a happy and healthy life. And, you know, we need to find a way that is going to help give us that. And to me, makeup has certainly helped with that. And I think it will continue to help with that. But the most important thing for everyone out there is, you know, we find what helps bring you back to life. And we do what we need to do to bring ourselves back to life. So please feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe, anything. If you'd like to see more videos like this, and, you know, if you'd like to see more Blue Monday videos in general, I'm more than happy to, you know, to try and help out in any way I can. Thanks so much for your time, guys. I'll talk to you later.